Yes, welcome, greetings, Akadua. Welcome to the Seshat Heka Ma'at podcast. Yes, she's back with another message, temple teaching, however you'd like to reference it. But we will just say we're speaking words of divine download and study tonight. Shortly, buckle up or get relaxed. May my voice perhaps soothe your surroundings so that you can get grounded to hear this very profound message. Grab whatever it is you'd like to grab. I'm going to grab my water really quick and we'll be right back. Get ready. Don't rush the inevitable. Okay, let's get this down to a decent volume so that all words are heard. Do we want to leave it on 23? Yeah, I think that'll work. To elevate my microphone, I need a book. Perfect. My oracle cards. My deck. I'm actually going to pull one at the end, if I can remember, because this is going to be deep. Thank you for your time and your patience. Thank you for all those that will be listening from now, henceforth, and forevermore. Welcome, beloved travelers, to another transmission from the Temple of Word and Wisdom, Seshat Heka Ma'at, where the word becomes law and truth is measured not just by logic, but by resonance with the eternal. I am your humble voice, channeling echoes of the divine mind. And tonight, we explore a sacred paradox. We gather in the shadow of ruins, not to mourn, but to understand. Tonight we speak of destruction. That's right, destruction as an expression of divine love. Let us pause. And as I said that, I could think nothing but the sound of thunder, from the last podcast. It's been pretty much raining every day. And so, before we get started, as we always do, in respect to the great Ma'at, we start with our Medu Neter prayer. Dua Ma'at, Dua Seshat Heka Ma'at, Pet Ned Pet Ta Ab Setep Hekau Ma Keru Sa Sekim Unk Uja Sined Ren Neter Sa Isfet Shadi Ma'at Netjer Unk Seshat Scribe Aset Keper Seket Ketem English translation. Praise to Ma'at, praise to Seshat, Lady of Divine Words. All things above, below, and within me are aligned. My words are true of voice, my power is fortified. Life, vitality, and health in the name of the divine. Shield me from chaos. Isfet. Illuminate me in truth. The gods grant me life. Seshat writes my name in light. Aset transforms me. Serket seals me in sacred protection. Hitep. And so, in Western minds, destruction is almost always feared, associated with death, chaos, and loss. But in the ancient mysteries, from Kemet to the Vedas, from the desert sands to the sacred rivers, destruction was known by another name: transformation. Let us walk the halls of Ma'at for a moment, where balance is not stillness, but sacred equilibrium. A scale can only stay balanced if weight is removed where it is too heavy. Decay, disease, corruption, illusions, these must be dismantled. And in that dismantling, there is divine intelligence, divine intention. Destruction, when guided by higher wisdom, is not violence. It is surgery. A cosmic scalpel in the hands of the Neteru. Think of Sekhmet, the fierce lioness, the Eye of Ra, She who burned through injustice, who drank the blood of corruption, she is feared, and yet she is loved. Why? Because Sekhmet destroys not from malice, but from purpose. She is the immune system of the universe. She kills so that life may live. She ends so that truth may begin. Her wrath is the fire that clears the land so seeds can grow. She is the heat of fever that burns out infection. She is the blade that ends tyranny, the storm that drowns the old to reveal the sacred soil beneath. If we resist destruction, we resist evolution, we resist the very love that seeks to make us whole. Wow. The ancients did not build without also knowing how to unbuild. Temples rose with intention, and when the cycle turned, they were buried or broken. Not because they failed, but because they had served their function. Love is not always soft. Sometimes love is fire. Oh my. Sometimes love is Kali Ma dancing on the bones of the ego. Sometimes love is Ma'at, tipping the scales and saying, this illusion must go. We all hold structures inside us that were never meant to last. Beliefs, identities, wounds, attachments. Divine love does not let them linger forever. Divine love comes with the sledgehammer, whispers, I'm sorry, and breaks them down. So, let us not fear the tower falling. Let us not mourn the forest burning. Let us instead ask, what is spirit clearing away so I may be reborn? To love truly, my, is to allow death. I know that every ending is an act of faith, and every collapse, a kiss from the divine. This is the mystery of destruction as love. This is the wisdom of Seshat. This is the balance of Ma'at. May we trust the flames. May we trust the flood. May we trust that in losing the false, we are given the truth. Now, let us, first I want to thank you for your time, for listening to that. It was very, very deep. It was a very deep download that just took place. I want to thank you for walking with me through this fire this evening. It was certainly a walk through the fire for sure. May your heart be strong. May our hearts be strong. May our path be clear. And may our souls remain aligned with sacred word. But we're going to talk about the actual what did our ancestors actually say about this situation, and give some sources, because we don't want you to, everything that's actually said on this Seshat Heka Ma'at podcast can be backed up with sacred literature and sources and whatnot. But I want you to listen to the word, take your notes, and then you go and study, because it's there. Because if it wasn't, then we would not be talking about it, because this is a genuine and divine gift. This digital temple that has been built in the name of the gods and goddesses of ancient Kemet, specifically. And we have, like I said, whatever spirit we talk about is accepted over here in this temple. But we most certainly give honor and praise to our divine cosmic family of ancient Kemet. So, I want to talk about some key references and insights from ancient Egyptian wisdom and text, where destruction is portrayed as a form of divine love. Whenever they give you a download or anything, you can, it's most certainly to be backed up. In ancient Egyptian philosophy and sacred texts, destruction was not seen as purely negative, but was often viewed as a sacred function of divine love, justice, and balance, especially when aligned with the principle of Ma'at, truth, order, and balance. Destruction, when used to restore cosmic balance, was an act of divine love and protection. Here are some key references and insights. Number 1. Pay attention, family. Number 1. Sekhmet. Ya Sekhmet, the Eye of Ra, the fierce love of the Divine Mother. Mm. We can't go without the sound effects for the fierce love of the Divine Mother is most certainly like rat-a-tat-tat, tat-tat-tat. Oh yes. Have you ever felt the burn? I have. It gets quite hot. The destruction of mankind, also called of the primary source of Sekhmet being number one and established as the fierce love of the Divine Mother. For this right here, the destruction of mankind is the name of the source. And it's also called the Book of the Heavenly Cow. New Kingdom inscribed on tombs such as Seti I in Abydos, and referenced in temple libraries like Edfu. Sekhmet, a fierce aspect of the goddess Hathor, was sent by Ra to destroy humanity because they had turned against Ma'at, divine order. Her destructive rampage was out of divine love for Ra and the duty to restore Ma'at. Though violent, the act was necessary to stop greater chaos. And it quotes, "My heart is weary with living among them. I will destroy them with fire." Where was this said and who said it? Sekhmet in the destruction of mankind. This tale portrays divine destruction as a form of cosmic correction, where divine wrath becomes an act of love to protect creation from its own collapse. Number 2. Ma'at is number 2. Love through balance, even if it requires annihilation. Straight up annihilation. We should take no words away nor add any. The title is given is Ma'at, love through balance, even if it requires annihilation. And in many pyramid texts and coffin texts, Ma'at is the personification of truth and balance, where chaos is fed, rises. The gods are compelled to destroy it to preserve harmony. This isn't hatred. It is righteous love for creation. You can find that in the coffin text spell 335. And it says, "I have come that I may bring Ma'at, that I may drive away falsehood, and make slaughter for the sake of peace." Hotep. This reveals the ancient Egyptian view that destruction in service of Ma'at is a sacred act of love. I'm sorry, I'm just on that note, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to eat a couple of pumpkin seeds. I need to replenish my salt level right now. This is quite heavy. I'm grounding. I'm about to levitate, but I had to ground. I had to eat 2 pumpkin seeds to bring me back down. In the Osiris-Isis myth, or the Aset myth, Assad is killed and dismembered by Set, which represented chaotic destruction. But Aset lovingly reassembles him, initiating the cycle of death and rebirth. The destruction of Assad became a divine initiation, not an end, but a transformative passage toward renewal. And to back that up, in the Book of the Dead, spell 183 states, I am Assad. I am in the hands of Aset. She does not let me perish. Hotep. Even a star attested to the fact that he was in the hands of Aset, who played the role of the great mother, the great wife, the great feminine energy in your life. Destruction becomes a sacrament of rebirth, guided by the love of a divine feminine force. I want you to understand. We're gonna get to that. I gotta be quiet. I'm just a humble host. And number 4, the Ba and the Ka. Remember, we're giving references as to what the ancients taught about destruction being divine love. So number 4 is actually on a soul level. The Ba and the Ka, the soul's purification. Those are aspects of your soul. The soul's purification through divine fire that the soul must go through. This is what's happening on the inside of all of us all. Let's pay attention to this part. The concept of spiritual purification through fire or destruction is symbolized in rituals, especially those invoking Sekhem, which is divine energy, or Ra's solar fire. Yeah, that's the sun. It's the solar fire. This sun's name is Ra. They have in the litany of Ra, which is the litany of Ra, the books of Ra, a lot of us must understand our sun is a solar deity. Not just a big ball of fire in the sky that's doing everything so that you can even exist. I challenge you to find the litanies and read them. One of them is, he burns away falsehood with his eye of flame, and the righteous are purified. So that indicates that even if you are righteous, you must still be purified by the eye and the flame. That means all of you. It did not say you must choose, or it did not say you had a choice. So as to label whatever it is that we go through in life, we're just giving you the references as to what they really are. When that thing down deep in your soul, whatever it is that you just keep to yourself and whatnot, everybody got it, so you can't lie to me and say it's not there, because I know it is. But whenever you're dealing with it and you're by yourself and you're dealing with that thing and whatever it's doing, it's burning you up, it's making you feel some type of way. You could be replaying some type of trauma you had in your life. You didn't really do what you would have done now if you had a chance to do it all over again, or etc., etc., etc. Whatever it is, whatever your thing is, baby, I know it's there. But when you're dealing with it, it is like the eye of a beam of X-ray that's a flame, and it's burning you, but not in a physical way, but in a spiritual way. You may even break out, and I'm sure you probably break out in a physical sweat also. That's what happens with purification. Comes out in like water and stuff, pus and things like that. That's what acne is. Your body's way of purifying itself. But here, the Eye of Ra, also associated with goddesses like Sekhmet, Wadjet, and Tefnut, is used not to punish cruelly, but to burn away what blocks the soul's ascension. Another form of divine love. Which is why a lot were inoculated trying to block that process. But you can't block the Eye of Ra, which is solar fire. X flares, cannibal flares, M-class flares, UV rays are a purifier. But some suffer great physical damage from that process, and so therefore some of their missions are to try to thwart and block this process, especially in these times where Ra is at what they call a solar maximum. That only makes Sekhmet, Wajet, and Tefnut have to ramp up operations. In case my sound effects aren't coming through loud like they are with me right here, that's lightning and thunder. Could you imagine being responsible for stopping somebody's soul's ascension? Nah, I'll pass. Because some of you guys out there, you're big and tough. You want to take on that. You want to take on that obligation, though. Have at it, baby. It's you that got to deal with the raft. Number 5 is the Hermiopolis teachings. They taught that destruction and creation were twin powers. From the Hermopolitan cosmology, which is the Ogdoad, the idea that Nun was primordial chaos, the goddess, the great mother Nun, but be regularly subdued by creative/destructive cycles is essential. Tahuti, Thoth, is the harmonizer who uses divine word, Heka, to destroy ignorance and recreate order. You see that all the time, especially when people study. You start out in your study ignorant to a degree. You come out enlightened, which in turn recreates order. And a lot of times it's divine order. Well, anytime order is recreated, it is divine. Order itself is divine. It comes from the Great Mother. Evidence of these teachings are in the Temple of Edfu inscriptions, pyramids in Egypt. God Tahuti, Thoth, master of Ma'at. Master does not mean master over the goddess and her rules, but master as to he has mastered the 42 laws of Ma'at. Which should be all of our ultimate goal. But the God, that's why he is a God. He has mastered the cosmic laws of Ma'at. What a great achievement. He cuts away the ignorance with words of flame. In this view, destruction is the pruning force of divine intelligence. Lovingly maintaining cosmic health. So, those are our sources to back up the download that we received. Destruction as divine love. To sum it up, we have Sekhmet, the divine force. We'll give you the concept, the divine force, and how destruction equals love. Again, Sekhmet, the eye of Ra, is the divine force. which is the sun. That's the eye of Ra. Again, see how many times we mention that. Destroys chaos to protect cosmic order. Sekhmet, the Eye of Ra, destroys chaos to protect cosmic order. So that's telling you if anybody tries to throw cosmic order out of alignment, that's the ass. Sekhmet. No thwarts of trying to block any kind of solar rays or any of that is ever going to make a difference. In case anyone out there doesn't know, all they're going to do is anger the gods and goddesses of ancient Kemet, because it is what it is. Divine law. The next concept, which is not a concept, but we'll put it under that section, divine laws. Ma'at herself, which is universal law, the divine force, which is it slaughters injustice to uphold balance. The Asar myth with Osset, death leads to divine rebirth. Tahuti, Doff, word/mind, all is mental, destroys ignorance for divine clarity. And again, we start with the eye, the solar eye of Sekhmet. We end with the solar eye of Ra. The divine force is solar fire. The first time, the solar fire purifies with heat and light. And it just reminds me of one of the scriptures in the Christian Bible. It said that God said he destroyed the earth by water already. The next time it would be by fire. Solar fire is what that means. Fire from the heavens, from the sun, baby. Let's just get you in cosmic order there. So in conclusion, the ancient Egyptian ancestors did not separate destruction from love. Instead, they saw it as an essential and often compassionate force used by the divine to restore balance, purify souls, and protect life. Like fire that clears dead brush to allow new growth, destruction in the hands of the gods was often the highest expression of sacred care. And now we have our closing prayer to cover all of us, as this was a very, very heavy and thick word to digest. We remove all fear because love casts out all fear. Right? So we're dealing with pure love. We love. I love y'all out there. Right? I love you enough to share my truth that I have discovered and to share I feel my calling, because if it wasn't meant to be, it would not be, because we're dealing in divine love. So I am so grateful for such an honor. Closing prayer. Keperu ma'a sekim ma'a. Sealing truth with light and power. Ankh and Ma'at. Heka Ma'at. Ma Keru Ma'at. Shed Medu Seshat. Seneb Hekau Neteru. Neb Ankh Hetem Serket Keper Isfet Seshat Ma'at Serket. Amenti Sekem Ren Adi Haru Nahast Ma'at Hotep Heka Her. Fire Hotep Ankh and Ma'at Ankh and Ma'at Ankh and Ma'at Ankh and Ma'at. Living truth, here's the translation. Living truth, sacred words of truth, voice true by truth. Record my speech with Seshat's hand. Heal me with the words of the gods. Lord of life seals me. Serket transforms me. Disorder is dissolved. Ma'at is enthroned. Power of the unseen blesses my name with light. May Ma'at rise in peace, in Heka, and in radiance.